Formex, one of the most respected micro independent brands, are back with another new release. This is an all ceramic watch with a solid dial. They came out with one that was skeletonized. However, being Formex, of course, they have made some improvements to this watch, and this gets an all new movement that is exclusive to Formex. I have one hands on, so let's flip the camera and take a look at the newest Ceramica from Formex. I like to say that Formex is a brand of firsts. They've done a lot of things that no other brand has done, and they did it first. They put on-the-fly mico-adjust into a butterfly clasp, into a strap, into the clasp on a strap, and they put on-the-fly mico-adjust into a ceramic bracelet. I've never seen that before, and they were the first to do it. It was late last year when they introduced the skeletonized version of this watch with on-the-fly mico-adjust system on this fully ceramic bracelet in full ceramic. So the clasp on here is also full ceramic. They also made some differences, some changes to this from their standard stainless steel bracelets as well. You have a little tab right there which allows you to adjust this bracelet on wrist. So I have my reef on wrist right now, and I will show you that in just a few minutes, but I don't have that adjustability on this watch because this one came out a few years ago. This is their newest bracelet. So this is yet another first for the brand. And then, of course, they also have the suspension system, which they put on this watch as well. Even though it is fully ceramic, it is getting that system. There are springs in there. Those springs are metal, obviously, but everything else is ceramic. The screws, all of the components within that clasp and that bracelet are made out of ceramic, which is pretty cool. This gets a screwed-in crown, also a little bit of a difference from previous Essence. That's because a lot of people wanted a screwed-in crown. It still gets 100 meters of water resistance, so the water resistance isn't up. It's just the fact that it is now getting a screwed-in crown. This is their everyday watch. It's sort of their Aquaterra. It's like an affordable Aquaterra or a more affordable Omega Aquaterra. So if you were in the market for something like the Aquaterra, this is a great alternative. It is Swiss made, and you're getting very good looks that are different from the Aquaterra, but at the same time, I would say this is direct competition to that watch. This is a 41 millimeter watch. They've made these in different sizes. The Essence, however, currently the ceramic version is only available in 41 millimeters. This measures in at the case and the bezel just around 41 millimeters. I measured 40.9, so it's just under 41 millimeters. And then you have an around 10.6 millimeter thickness and a 47 millimeter lug to lug. Sapphire crystal, of course, and a screwed-in crown, screwed-in case back with that 100 meters of water resistance. This is the white dial, and it is extremely, extremely legible. Kind of the opposite of that skeletonized version that they originally came out with. That I featured here on my channel. That was, a little bit difficult to read. This is extremely easy to read, and it's just black and white. So the indices, the hands, those are in a black tone or a darkened tone. You have white lume, and it sits against that white background. It's a slotted dial, and it is extremely, extremely easy to read. You have beaver teeth at the 12 o'clock. That index is just two little batons, so obviously that gives you some orientation in the dark. Below that is their applied logo. It says Formex below that, and then at the bottom of the dial it says Essence. This is a chronometer certified watch. They are now using a Soprod movement in here. It is the Newton P092. This is a higher end movement from Soprod, and it is exclusively decorated to the specifications that Formex have made. So when you flip this over, the movement on here actually looks very high end. It is engraved, there is graining and brushing. It looks really modern, and there's a skeletonized rotor. The Newton in general is a very good looking movement. However, what they have done to this is made it even better looking. Now, the Newton is a movement that is meant to compete with higher end movements like the Sellita SW300 or the ETA 2892. Those slim movements offered by those two major brands are really their higher end offering, and that's what the Soprod was meant to compete with. So before I put it on wrist, because this doesn't really fit me that well right now because it needs links added and I don't want to mess around with it because it's not my watch, it is a loaned-in watch. So I wanted to show you how the on-the-fly micro-adjust works on wrist. So if this was on my wrist, all you would need to do is press this little tab right here. So there's this little tab on the outside of the clasp, and that is it. It clicks back in and you're done. You could just on the fly push it in, just like that, and it will adjust to your wrist size on wrist, and then you could adjust it manually out with this little tab. That's it. On my wrist today, I have my Reef. This is a 300-meter dive watch from the brand. I think this is around 43 millimeters, I want to say, or 42 millimeters. This has the green dial, the green bezel, although the bezels are interchangeable. You just go like this, and you can put on a different bezel if you want it. Put the bezel back on just by clicking it in and then adjusting it. That's it. Really easy to use. But like I was saying before, you could see the clasp on here does not have that tab here because this is their older version of on-the-fly micro-adjust. So it does have a little tab in the back, although the watch that we're looking at today does have this same tab. It's just a little bit of a different setup, but really it's almost the exact same clasp, except with the addition of that extra little tab on the outside so that you could adjust it on wrist. And there it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is a 41 millimeter watch. It is a 47 millimeter lug to lug, and you have around a 10.6, 10.7 millimeter thickness. It is a great everyday watch with 100 meters of water resistance. You have an eye link bracelet is what I would call it. It has really nice angles to it, and you can see it really does capture the light really well. I wonder if they'll come out with other colors for the ceramic, maybe a blue or something crazy like a purple. That would be really cool. I don't know if they have that in the works already. Maybe they do. And I always love to see what Formex are going to do next. They're innovators. They are related to Dexel, so that's their parent company, and they make components for very high-end brands like Hublot, Montblanc, and a number of others. I think Girard-Perregaux. So that tells you that the components that are going into this watch are really, really well made, and you could see it and you could feel it if you ever felt one of these in your hands. Well, there you go, Lume. Very bright on here. Indices and hands are very liberally applied with Lume. There's no Lume on the second hand. I'd like to see a little bit of Lume on the second hand so that I could see that the watch is working in the dark. That is a personal preference and something that I always mention when a watch is missing Lume on the second hand. Price on this is $3,690. That is a really good price considering that you are getting a full ceramic watch with a full ceramic bracelet at that price. And it has a new movement, the Newton from Soprod, which is COSC certified. If you're interested in this watch, definitely check out the link below. Or if you're in the New York area, reach out to my friend James, who is their concierge here in New York. So if you are interested, reach out to James. I'll put a link to James and his Instagram down below, and I will put a link to their website down below. But again, if you're in the New York area, definitely check out James's Instagram and talk to him because he gets these hands-on and he could help you out, seeing it hands-on if you would like. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. That's really it. I will catch you guys in the next video.